In the present position, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which tells me that stability is better in your life. You're going to feel like you can actually breathe and plan ahead and look forward to things because you will be doing financially well. Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Leo for the month of September 2024. I hope all my Leos out there are doing well. Do let me know in the comments section how things are going for you. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate. Don't make anything fit, just take what resonates, take what applies, and whatever does not, just let it fall away. Do not over-identify with it. Do not internalize it, because do remember, you are a sovereign being. There are messages you can accept, and this applies to any area of your life, dealing with anyone in any industry. There are messages you can accept, and there are messages you can reject. It's up to you to discern which message applies to you. I also meditated on the cards, and I have shuffled the cards. So this is the spread that I have for you, Leo, for the month of September. In the past position, we have the Knight of Wands, clarified by the Page of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have Strength, clarified by the Four of Swords. In the present position, we have the Nine of Pentacles, clarified by the Chariot card. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, clarified by the Lovers. So let's get right into this spread. It's interesting to me that you have the Knight of Wands in the past position, because clearly in the recent past you took a lot of action. You were not sitting on your hands. You jumped into action. You also took a fair amount of risk as well, because as you know, the the Wands are represented by the fire element, and the fire element does imply that there is a certain amount of risk. It tells me that in the recent past, you were quite courageous. You understood that time was of the essence, and you also understood that it's always best to be in front of the problem rather than to wait for the problem to unravel itself and start chasing you. You understood that you needed to kind of take action and go for it. And you did it in a confident manner. You did it, in a very attentive manner as well. It's interesting that the Knight of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is sometimes not viewed as, a lot of times is not viewed as a very positive card. Some tarot readers interpret it as bad messages on its way. Sometimes the tarot readers interpreted as someone maybe is snooping in getting themselves inserted into your business. So, the Page of Swords can also come across as a person around you who is somewhat critical and not super mature. But it's interesting to me because you were able to kind of get in front of that. You were able to take control of a situation or of a connection, regardless of how it made you feel. You took action. You jumped into getting things done and out of the way, and as a result, you were able to create a situation for yourself that is actually playing to your advantage. Now, in the obstacle position, you do have a significant issue, but it's not at the forefront because it's already sort of happened, and so you're already aware of it. You've already been taking action to make sure that things in your life progress well. The Strength card is a major arcana card, and usually The reason it's a significant obstacle is because the strength card points to something being disconnected on the inside. The internal battles, frankly, are the most difficult and the most challenging for every human being to resolve, because it's on the inside, and so it requires a different way of thinking, a different way of working with energy to make sure that you raise your vibration and that you integrate and accept all parts of you, which again can be difficult to do because on the outside we get all kinds of different messages pulling us in different directions. On top of that, we also have a lot of temptation that kind of tests our will and tests our resolve to our goals, to our dreams, which can be again difficult to bypass all those temptations. And then lastly, there is a small part of the collective that creates a pretty dark reality, right? All the wars are created by a certain portion of the collective visualizing the war and whatnot in order to use it to benefit them. And sometimes, when other people make mistakes or erroneously pursue whatever it is that they are pursuing, they create problems for the rest of us. So it's important to navigate all of those things, but the hardest battles are on the inside for sure. And so when you have the strength card in the obstacle position, it speaks to the fact that some parts of your ego are kind of taking control over your mind and over your body. And so it's important to remember that everyone around you, you've put them there, you've projected them there, right? You've like when you go to the airport and you see all kinds of people, your mind created those people, right? So the ego is not part of your soul, it's part of your body. When you are born, the body comes with the personality attached to it and the ego attached to it. The ego is part of this illusion, but your soul is not. Your soul is above the matrix or outside of the matrix. That's why it easily travels to astral planes and beyond. And so it's important to remember that the ego is given to you to help you survive, but sometimes it gets distracted by other people and the programming. You are supposed to have been already here or already there, and so you start to kind of question yourself. But it is important to take care and slow down when you feel the ego is pulling you in a specific direction. You don't want to let the internal demons run the show. So you have to be very patient with yourself. You have to do a lot of self-care in order to remember that the soul is in charge, right? And it's always important to remember that we're also switching to the Aquarius age. And Aquarius age, in Aquarius age, the ego part is diminished. So you may want to kind of take a closer look at that. You want to develop an inner peace, inner calm. It doesn't matter, like let's say a bad person walks right up to you and says, "You're this, your dad is a POS, your mother is a POS, your brother is a POS. Like, it doesn't matter how the outside tests you. You have to remain calm on the inside. Mastery of self is true power, because you can't really necessarily control everything outside of you. So it's important to remember mastery of self makes a lot of progress. Watch how controlling you are in the month of September. You want to make sure that you're not trying to be overly controlling of the external factors. The number one control you should be focused on is the internal control. You also have the Four of Swords in the clarifying position. Make sure that you don't give too much of yourself to others. Make sure to, again, remember self-care is very crucial and very important. preserve that high vibration. You also don't want to necessarily kind of develop this, oh, I'm a victim, I've been done wrong my entire life. You don't want to fall into the victim mentality. You want to approach situations from a place of power. First and foremost, power over yourself and over your thoughts and over your beliefs. A place of power also means you're connected on the inside, fully integrated, fully accepting of your bad parts as well as the good parts. Because you're not a victim. You chose to be here. You chose and asked to participate in this matrix, in this simulation, in this illusion, because it is teaching you how to manipulate energy, which is your emotions, energy and motion. So it's important to remember that you wanted to be here, and so it's a school and you create your own reality, and the inner peace gets you very fast to where you want to be. So work on meditating and taking walks in nature and drinking plenty of water and doing things for yourself that promote health, wealth, and abundance and inner peace as well. Focusing more on the inside and less on the outside. Focusing more on what triggers you and less on what mom, dad, brother, sister, wife, husband, son, daughter, teacher, boss has to say, because we're switching from external authority to internal authority. What you think is what creates your reality. What you visualize is what creates your reality. You visualize sometimes without even realizing it. So you got to get better at realizing what you're visualizing. In the present position, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which tells me that stability is better in your life. You're going to feel like you can actually breathe and plan ahead and look forward to things, because you will be doing financially well. Maybe one of your relatives is sharing their wealth with you. Maybe there's a job opportunity that comes your way. Maybe you get some sort of investment that pays off. But there's some security coming your way, where you're going to feel pretty confident about your life and about different situations. You're going to feel less worried. Again, I don't see you worrying in the month of September. I see that there's some disconnect on your inside, and that is what you should be focused on. Can you sit in a room without anyone, without any devices, for 15 minutes? Can you sit in a room for 30 minutes? Can you sit in a room for 2 hours? Because ultimately you create your reality, and the calmer the inside is, the better reality you create. And so you're going to feel focused on the inside and inner voice and intuition and all those things, because on the outside, stability and control and power is something that you will feel in the month of September. You're going to feel like, okay, I've got some say in this. I've got some power. I can do this. I got some options available to me. So you're not going to be worried about that, but you do want to make sure that you find that inner peace on the inside, because if you don't, none of the security really actually matters. Yes, it is important to have security, but if you don't have any inner peace, it's going to be difficult to hold on to that security. And you're very much in charge. I do see self-discipline. You're becoming better at disciplining yourself, because you understand that self-discipline is freedom. When you discipline yourself day in and day out, you get rewarded with freedom. So self-discipline is kind of like self-limiting, right? But it still leads to freedom. So it's, important to be aware of that. Self-control is increasing in your life, which is good. But I think that the challenge you'll face in the month of September is, which direction are you going to be moving to? Because every direction available to you is going to have challenges associated with it. So on the one hand, you're going to be happy there's progress, but on the other hand, you're going to be apprehensive because there's challenges associated with that progress. Now, in the future outcome position, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is great. Again, stability, focusing on day-to-day practical things, feeling like you are kind of leveling up financially, but you want to remember to stay realistic with your goals and not start, running wild, building, castles in the skies with everything that you want to achieve. You want to stay practical. You want to stay close to the ground. You want to do grounding cord exercises as well. Focus on long-term goals. Long-term game requires discipline on a daily basis. Long-term game requires you to put in consistent effort and stick with that. Stay committed to the task at hand, because the pentacles are represented by the earth element, and earth can be pretty dense, and the way you kind of work with it is over long periods of time you stay consistent, but the fortune is coming in. For some of you, it's going to be not as big as you were hoping, but for others, I think you'll be very impressed. Steady flow of resources is coming in, so you're going to feel really, really happy about that. And with the Lovers, it's going to help you integrate your ego. It's going to help you heal the ego a little bit and allow the ego to kind of tame itself, if you will. You're going to be more in alignment towards the end of September. Your divine masculine, which is discipline, boundaries, control, and your divine feminine, which is creation, self-nurturing, compassion, they're kind of balanced. So you're creating and disciplining at a similar rate, which is a thing that's going to help you kind of realize more of your potential, but also experience more evolution of thought and better manipulation of energy. You're going to start paying more attention to each feeling that you experience, and so on and so forth, which you'll see the messages that come with those feelings much more clearer than you did before. Now, I also pulled 4 tea leaf cards. Let's see what we've got. We have bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. Definitely there's some kind of possibilities and options coming in for you that is going to be pretty good. I also pulled another tea leaf card. We have finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future, so be on alert, pay attention. We also have cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life. I think that's going to change and you'll start to feel more satisfaction. And this, more satisfaction is going to come closer to April. I also pulled an angel and ancestor oracle card. We've got direction, guardian, choose your path. So it's kind of like the lion again, that is representative of your ego. And then we also have like a bull, which is more practical, more grounded, and maybe not as accomplished, but he gets things accomplished with a long game, staying kind of steady and committed. We also have what looks like a hawk or an eagle. I'm not really that versed in birds, but this tells me stay above the fray. Make sure that you keep out of the drama. Observe, don't absorb. Observe, but do not interact. Do not get involved. Protect your vibration, especially in the month of September, because that's when the eclipses are happening, and when the eclipse happens, darkness comes out. So the veil is going to be thin. All kinds of messages are going to be coming through, but also more temptation, more proclivity to doing not such great things, bad things. So you want to stay away from that. Protect your vibration, protect your soul, protect your being, your energy field, protect your aura, ground yourself by attaching a grounding cord, which is an energetic cord, to your body, and getting rid of foreign energy. You should do like a self-healing 101 from Boulder Psychic Institute, because first class is always free, so they can teach you how to do grounding exercises that are going to change your life forever. I also pulled a Shaman Stream Oracle card, which is Lost Compass, getting back to integrity. So definitely you are on the right road, because things have shifted, timelines have shifted, and most importantly, your perspective has shifted. You've experienced certain amounts of realization that has opened a new door in your consciousness that's allowing you to see a bigger world, a better world, a more interesting world, and that's going to give you a little bit back. That's going to give you an advantage to moving in the right direction. But you should always pay attention to the direction, because it's very important to do that. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time.